What's up, everyone? Welcome to Frank's Media and Reviews. Today, I'm going to start a brand new video series that I'm really excited to start, and that's basically going to be recommend 10 horror movies that you have to have in your collection. Now, this is going to be a mix of essential masterpieces, the classics, along with maybe new movies that you haven't seen or heard before. And down in the comment section, let me know some movie recommendations that you want me to have or you want me to see, or maybe movies that you want me to add on the next video collection. So this is going to be just like an ongoing theme, and I really hope you like these type of videos because I got a ton of horror movies in my collection. It's basically like half of my dang collection, I swear. But hit the like and subscribe button if you do. I really appreciate it. Check out those tier memberships. And guys, let's start it off with one that I really enjoyed this movie. It's from 1922. It's a Swedish film, and it's a silent film. It's about witchcraft, satanic cults, and the imagery to this is crazy. It's a horror / documentary, and it is Haxan. This witchcraft satanic type of movie is so freaking iconic. It's enjoyable, and I think I would be very disappointed in myself since I'm doing this video series, that I didn't have this movie in this first video. There's 7 different chapters in this, and it kind of just goes throughout, like the beginning to like witchcraft, and like I stated, it shows some strong visuals to witchcraft, to satanic, to the devil. This movie is so freaking cool, and I can't believe that this movie was made in the early 1920s. It was way ahead of its time, and I consider this a horror staple. So if you haven't seen this movie, then you need to have this in your collection. Here is, you know what? I'm going to start off. I'm going to go next to one of the funnest experiences to a 90s horror movie that I have had. It's got Denise Richards. It's got Paul Walker. They're very young in their acting career. And Paul Walker turns into like a damn mechanical dinosaur T-Rex, and I am talking about Tammy and the T-Rex. This movie is one of the best, most enjoyable horror films that I have seen in quite some time. Denise Richards really likes Paul Walker. However, Denise has this very obsessive ex-boyfriend who just won't let her go and continue like her life, who won't, she can't date anyone else. So this guy's super jealous, and they get into a fight. This movie is cheesy bad, but in all the right places. I think this is such a fun film. Fun factor, this is one of the best. At least I did. This has some great sex appeal. The kills in this is fantastic as well. Oh my goodness. There are some great kills in this movie. And the imagery. I think a lot of these and that I have selected, like there's certain moments that you're really going to remember. And Tammy and the T-Rex, I think once you see this, then you're going to recommend it to your friends because you're going to have a damn good time. So there is that one. Next is going to be a slasher that feels like it's a Texas movie, but takes place in Boston. And this is freaking amazing. Amazing. It is about a killer who chops up people and puts them into pieces, and just like a puzzle. and I am talking about Pieces. This movie is amazing. I want to say it came out in the early 80s. This is freaking a classic, man. This feels kind of like a giallo. I thought this movie was very entertaining, very enjoyable. I think it has very high rewatchability, in my opinion. And for me, getting this edition, limited edition by Arrow Video, was like a must own. The next movie is my favorite horror film, and it has my favorite villain. And you don't dare say this person's name 5 times in a row in a mirror. I am talking about Candyman. This is a horror masterpiece. Tony Todd as Candyman is so memorable and so haunting. His voice, his presence is incredible. Virginia Madison's really good in this film. And Xander Berkeley, he not only is this character a piece of crap partner, but he is very memorable, man. You just hate him so much, but that's just really good acting. And this film, the music is so iconic in my opinion. I think this movie gets better after every rewatch. It is a urban legend that just comes to life exactly like Bloody Mary. However, it's Candyman, and the chemistry between Todd and Virginia is simply so memorable. Tony Todd, his character, tries to find a mate that basically kind of looks like how his partner was before he passed away, which just happens to be looks like Virginia Madison. And he's trying to find basically a little baby so this partner and the baby can be with him, and they can just basically rule the their victims' dreams and be a power couple with a baby, man. It is incredible. Virginia Madison, her acting is so good too, man. I think I said that, but seriously, the cast, incredible. And if you haven't seen Candyman, it's a must watch, man. Another fun film is going to be by Terror Vision, and this is a Blu-ray called The Nailgun Massacre. I should have done this maybe like right after Pieces, but this movie is so bad, it's good. This is very low budget movie, but it is one of the funnest movies I think that you can watch and you can own in your collection. This is basically kind of like what it sounds, a serial killer whose main weapon is a nail gun, and it is fantastic, man. And this is in 4K. Lower your expectations with this. You know, the 4K is okay. It's not fantastic, but the movie is fantastic, and I highly recommend it. I thought it was Blu-ray, so I apologize, but it is definitely in 4K. Yeah, it is. It's so good, and damn. Like the acting is so bad, but so good. And next one that it's so bad, it's so good is, and it's almost it's almost summertime, and I think that this would be just a fun film to start off your summer. And I am talking about Fatal Games. This is released by Vinegar Syndrome. This is a Blu-ray, and this is basically a killer who goes after people who are in a gymnastic academy, and they're preparing for a tournament, and they just get it, man. And there are some great kill scenes. This movie's got some good TNA, kind of like the Nailgun Massacre, and it's a very low budget film. It's so enjoyable. It's very fun. And this is one of my favorite Vinegar Syndrome movies because it's kind of ridiculous, but it's very enjoyable. And it's kind of getting your summer, starting it off right with Fatal Games. The next one is going to be, you know what? This is another fun film, and that is Blood Diner. I've been recommending this since I saw it. This is such an enjoyable fun body horror movie that the acting's bad, the practical effects are bad, the storyline is bad, but damn, if you don't have a good time with this film, I don't know who the hell you are. This movie, it's basically about a couple of guys resurrecting this entity to kind of take over, and their uncle tried to do it and he couldn't do it, and these guys tried to do it with almost the same thing with pieces, where they kill multiple people and they put them up, put them in pieces with different body parts, and to make up this entity, this female entity coming to life. And oh my goodness, it is freaking hilarious. The dialogue is funny, the acting is funny. You're literally there to have a great time. Blood Diner, fantastic movie. I want to say this came out in the 80s, 1987. Now the three others are those were I mentioned some of the fun movies. Now here is some great psychological horror movies. The next one is The Invitation. I want to say this came out in the mid 2000s. Yeah, 2015. Logan Marshall Green, who was an upgrade, he is in this movie, and I think this is one of the best psychological horror movies. It's very slow paced, but damn, it is a gripping storyline. It's basically a couple who invite their friends over and to have dinner, and they of course have something in plan for their friends. One of the people that they invite is the woman's ex-husband, and it's basically this is a psychological cult horror film, and I love this ending. This is one of my favorite endings to probably like the 2000s movies. The Invitation is incredible. To me it is, and it's been a couple years since I've seen it, but I absolutely love this movie, and I hope you give this movie a try, and if you do, then this is a must own. Next is going to be another psychological horror, and this is my favorite Oz Perkins movie, and it is The Blackcoat's Daughter. And this movie is another cult horror movie. This has some of the best like imagery, and I think this is one of the best modern horror movies. This takes place in a private school setting, and this is some great satanic messed up movie. Emma Roberts is really good in this film, along with Kiernan Shipka, and I'm hopefully pronouncing her name right. She is so good in this movie as well. The acting is so good. Wow. Seriously, man, it is great. And I love the ending. This movie is dark. It's a very dark film, meaning the tone and the storyline and basically how it kind of ends. I love it. Highly recommend it. It's an amazing film. And speaking of an amazing film and the ending that will just leave your jaw drop, I've brought this up before, but this is, my first like playlist for this type of video, and I really want people to watch Borderlands. And this movie is incredible. It's basically, there's something going on in a church, and these people are investigating what the hell is going on with the paranormal type of activity in a church, and it is fantastic. This is a found footage movie. This is one of the best found footage films as well. I want to say this also came out in the mid 2000s, I think. This has one of the best endings I have ever seen in a found footage film, and it is very memorable. And right after watching this movie, I had to tell other people about my experience, about the ending. I love the storyline. Your eyes are just glued to the screen, and there is a huge like twist that you just don't expect, and you're like in shock. At least I was, and I highly recommend Borderlands. I want to say the other name is like The Last Prayer. This was I think the US name for it was like something like that. But yeah, Borderlands, Second Sight Films is right there. But that's it, guys. Let me know down in the comment section some other movies that you recommend for me to put on the next list. I love doing these type of lists, and I think it's about time that I kind of do it. At least, 10 movies horror movies that I really want you to have. And like I stated, I'm going to mix in some classics with some other movies that maybe you haven't heard of before. So thank you guys for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button. If you do, I'd greatly appreciate it. Hit that hype button as well. Thank you to John from Let's Talk Entertainment Media, William Driver, and Insomniac. And guys, have a great one.